she said. "You're imagining things. I'd never cheat on you." 2 nights later, I watched her walk into his car, wearing the necklace I gave her. I didn't confront her. I just sent her a photo, and what I wrote under it made her show up at my door shaking. "My name is Blake, I'm 27, and I learned that sometimes your gut knows things before your brain wants to accept them." I'd been with my girlfriend Natalie for 3 years. We met at a mutual friends game night, hit it off immediately, and within 6 months, we were talking about moving in together. She was 25, worked as a dental hygienist, had this bright smile that made everyone around her feel comfortable. I'm a graphic designer working mostly remote, decent money, flexible schedule. On paper, we were solid. The first crack appeared about 2 months ago. Small things. Her phone face down on the table constantly. New password on her laptop when she'd never had one before. Late nights at work events that she'd never mentioned having before. I'm not naturally suspicious, but I'm also not blind. When someone's behavior changes that dramatically, you notice. I brought it up on a Thursday night. We were having dinner at our usual spot, this Italian place on 5th Street where we'd go every other week. She was texting throughout the meal, which wasn't like her. "Hey, is everything okay?" I asked. "You seem distracted lately." She looked up, slightly startled. "What?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Just work stuff. It's just, you've been different, more distant, and you're always on your phone now." Her face hardened. "Are you seriously doing this right now? In public?" "I'm just asking." "You're accusing me of something. Just say it, Blake." "I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm saying I've noticed changes and I'm concerned." She put her phone down and looked me dead in the eyes. "You're imagining things. I'd never cheat on you. The fact that you'd even think that. Honestly, it hurts." The way she said it, with that wounded tone, made me feel like garbage. Like I was the problem for even questioning her. I apologized. Actually apologized for noticing that something was off. We finished dinner in uncomfortable silence. She barely touched her pasta. I paid the bill like always, and we drove home separately since she'd come from work. That night in bed, she turned away from me, said she was tired. I lay there staring at the ceiling, feeling like the world's biggest asshole for doubting her. But the gut feeling didn't go away. It got louder. Saturday morning, she said she was going to her friend Olivia's place for a girls' day. Brunch, shopping, maybe a movie, normal stuff. She left around 10 a.m., wearing jeans and a casual sweater. And the necklace. The delicate silver one with a tiny diamond pendant that I'd given her for our 2-year anniversary. She wore it almost every day. Said it was her favorite piece of jewelry. Something made me follow her. I'm not proud of it. I've never been that guy. But I grabbed my keys and stayed a few cars back as she drove. She didn't go to Olivia's neighborhood. She went downtown to a coffee shop I'd never heard of called Meridian Brew. Parked her car and went inside. I parked across the street, feeling ridiculous. Maybe she was meeting Olivia there first. Maybe I was being paranoid. Maybe I was destroying my relationship over nothing. 20 minutes later, she came out. With a guy. Tall, probably early 30s, dark hair, wearing expensive-looking clothes. They were laughing about something. He touched her lower back as they walked to his car, a black Audi. The gesture was familiar, comfortable, not the touch of someone you just met. She got in the passenger seat. He drove away. I sat there for probably 10 minutes, hands shaking on the steering wheel. Part of me wanted to follow them. Part of me wanted to drive home and pretend I'd never seen it. Instead, I took out my phone and went through our shared cloud storage. We'd set it up months ago to share photos and documents. I'd forgotten about it. There were new photos, recent ones, her and this guy at a restaurant, her and him at what looked like a hotel bar, a selfie of them in a car, her head on his shoulder. The timestamps went back 6 weeks. 6 weeks of lies, 6 weeks of work events and girls' days and you're imagining things. I drove home and waited. She came back around 7 p.m., all smiles, carrying shopping bags from stores she clearly hadn't been to. I was on the couch with my laptop working on a project deadline, acting normal. "Hey, babe," she said, kissing my cheek. "How was your day?" "Good. Productive. How was Olivia?" Great. We had so much fun. Found some cute stuff on sale. She showed me a dress she'd apparently bought, still had the tags on it. Nice, I said. That'll look good on you. She went to shower. I went back to my laptop and started planning. Update 1. Sunday. She said she had to work a half day. Some inventory thing at the dental office. She left around noon. I tracked her phone. Yeah, I'd installed a tracking app on both our phones months ago when she kept losing hers. We'd both agreed to it. Funny how that works. She went straight to a hotel, the Grandview, about 15 minutes from our apartment. Stayed there for 4 hours. I didn't confront her, didn't blow up her phone, didn't drive there and cause a scene. I just watched the little dot on my screen sitting stationary at that hotel, and I felt something inside me go cold and quiet. She came home around 5 p.m., said she was exhausted from inventory, asked if I could order pizza for dinner. I said sure. We ate pizza and watched a movie. She fell asleep with her head on my shoulder. The necklace I gave her was still around her neck. Monday morning, I called in sick to my main client project. Told them I had food poisoning. Then I drove back to Meridian Brew and waited. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to see it again to make it real. Sure enough, 10:30 a.m., her car pulled up. She went inside. 10 minutes later, the Audi pulled up. The guy went in. They came out together 20 minutes later, got in his car, and drove to the same hotel. I followed them this time, watched them check in at the front desk, laughing about something, watched them get in the elevator. The door closed, and they were gone. I sat in my car in that parking lot and took a photo. Just the Audi, clearly visible license plate parked in the hotel parking lot, time-stamped, geotagged. Then I went home and edited the photo in Photoshop. I'm a designer. I'm good at this. I added text overlay. The Grandview Hotel, 11:47 a.m. Monday, nice necklace, by the way. I gave that to you on our anniversary. Does he know that? I sent it to her phone at exactly noon. Then I waited. My phone exploded at 12:03 p.m. 7 calls in a row. I declined all of them. Text messages started flooding in. Blake, please. It's not what you think. Let me explain. Please answer. Blake, I'm coming home. We need to talk. I silenced my phone and went to the gym. Worked out for 2 hours. Came home, showered, made myself dinner. Didn't check my phone. Around 8 p.m., someone started pounding on my apartment door. I knew it was her. She'd moved most of her stuff here 6 months ago, but hadn't officially changed her address yet. Still kept her old place as a backup, which now made a lot more sense. I opened the door. She looked wrecked. Makeup smeared, eyes red, shaking, still wearing the necklace. How long have you known? She asked, voice cracking. Does it matter? Blake, please, I can explain. You told me I was imagining things. You looked me in the eye at dinner and said you'd never cheat on me. Then you spent the weekend with him. It's complicated. Complicated. Right. How long? She started crying harder. 2 months. Who is he? His name is Connor. He's a patient at the office. We started talking and it just happened. It just happened. You just happened to meet him for coffee. Just happened to go to hotels with him. Just happened to lie to my face repeatedly. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. And you chose it. Every single time, you chose it. She reached for my hand. I pulled away. Blake, please, I love you. I made a mistake. It didn't mean anything. You spent 2 months with him. You wore the necklace I gave you while you were with him. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. I'll end it. Right now. I'll call him and end it. Please, we can fix this. No. What? No, we can't. Because I don't want to. You spent 2 months lying to me, making me feel crazy for noticing, making me apologize for having concerns. You don't get to fix that with a phone call. She collapsed against the doorframe. What are you saying? I'm saying we're done. I want you out of my apartment by the end of the week. You can't be serious. Natalie, look at me. She lifted her tear-stained face. Do I look like I'm joking? She didn't say anything. End of the week. Take your stuff. Leave your key. We're done. I closed the door. She stood outside crying for probably 20 minutes before she finally left. Update 2. Tuesday morning, I woke up to 47 text messages from her. Long paragraphs about how sorry she was, How she'd made a terrible mistake, how Connor meant nothing, how I was the only one she truly loved. Every excuse in the book. I blocked her number. She showed up at my door again Tuesday evening. I didn't answer. She left a handwritten letter slipped under the door. 6 pages of apologies and explanations and promises. I threw it away without reading past the first paragraph. Wednesday, she sent her friend Olivia to talk to me. Olivia showed up at my door looking uncomfortable. "Hey Blake, can we talk?" "About?" "Natalie's a mess. She really loves you. She knows she messed up." "Olivia, did you know?" She looked at her shoes. She told me she was confused about her feelings. "Did you know?" "Yes." "Then we have nothing to talk about. Thanks for stopping by." I closed the door. Lost another friend in the process, but honestly, good riddance. Thursday morning, my phone rang from an unknown number. I answered. "Is this Blake?" Male voice. Unfamiliar. "Who's asking?" "This is Connor. I think we need to talk." I almost hung up, but curiosity got the better of me. "Talk about what?" "Natalie. This situation, man to man." I laughed. Couldn't help it. "Man to man? You're sleeping with someone else's girlfriend and you want to talk man to man?" I didn't know she had a boyfriend. Not at first. But you knew eventually. Silence. "When did she tell you?" "About 3 weeks in," he admitted. "She said you guys were basically over, just hadn't made it official yet. We lived together. We were looking at engagement rings 2 months ago. Does that sound like basically over to you?" More silence. "She lied to both of us," he finally said. "I broke it off yesterday after she told me what happened. I don't mess with that kind of drama. Congratulations on your morals finally showing up. Look, I'm calling to say I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. You're sorry you got caught. If I hadn't sent that photo, you'd still be seeing her. Save your apology." I hung up. Friday evening, Natalie came for her stuff. I wasn't there. I stayed at my buddy Tyler's place. She took her clothes, her toiletries, the photos we'd taken together, left her key on the kitchen counter like I'd asked. When I came home Saturday morning, the apartment felt empty. Lighter. Better. There was one more letter on the counter next to the key. I almost threw it away unread, but something made me open it. "Blake, I know you'll probably never forgive me. I don't blame you. What I did was unforgivable. I was selfish and cowardly, and I hurt the best person I've ever known. You deserved honesty, and I gave you lies. You deserved loyalty, and I gave you betrayal. I'm not asking for another chance. I know I don't deserve one. I'm just asking you to know that I'm sorry. Truly, deeply sorry. And I hope someday you find someone who treats you the way you deserve to be treated. The way I should have treated you. I'm sorry." N. I read it once. Then I burned it in the kitchen sink. Update 3. It's been 6 weeks since everything imploded. Natalie tried to reach out a few times through mutual friends, sent flowers to my apartment once with another apology card. I donated the flowers to a nursing home and threw away the card. I heard through the grapevine that she tried to get back together with Connor after we broke up. He wanted nothing to do with her. Guess he had his limits after all. She apparently moved back in with her parents in the suburbs, still works at the same dental office. I switched dentists just to be safe. The necklace was the detail that bothered me most. It wasn't the cheating itself. That was awful, but in a straightforward way. It was that she wore something I gave her, something that symbolized our relationship while she was with him. Like she was compartmentalizing so completely that she didn't even see the irony. Or maybe she did, and just didn't care. I started dating again about 3 weeks ago. Nothing serious, just getting back out there. It feels weird. Every time someone texts differently or changes a small behavior, I feel that old suspicion creeping in. I'm working on it. Therapy helps. My friends have been solid. Tyler let me crash at his place whenever I needed space. My buddy Jordan took me to a baseball game and didn't ask a single question about Natalie, just let me enjoy the game. Those are the real ones. Someone asked me if I'd ever take her back if she really changed and proved herself. The answer is no. Not because I hate her, I don't. I just don't trust her. And you can't build a relationship on a foundation of broken trust. You can't look at someone the same way after they've looked you in the eye and lied that convincingly. The photo I sent her lives in my cloud storage. I'll probably delete it eventually. But for now, it's a reminder. Not of her betrayal, but of my own strength in walking away. I could have made excuses for her, could have accepted the apologies and tried to work through it. A lot of people do. But I knew, deep in my gut, that some things can't be fixed. Some lies are too big. Some betrayals cut too deep. Final update. It's been almost 3 months now. Life's gotten back to normal, or at least a new normal. I threw myself into work, picked up some new clients, started making more money, moved into a better apartment last month. 1 bedroom in a nicer building, no memories attached to it. Natalie's sister reached out last week, said Natalie's been struggling, seeing a therapist, dealing with guilt and depression. Asked if I'd consider meeting with her for closure. I declined politely. Her closure isn't my responsibility. I ran into Olivia 2 weeks ago at a coffee shop. She apologized again for knowing and not telling me. Said she'd been a bad friend to both of us. I told her I appreciated the apology, but we probably wouldn't be friends again. She understood. The dating's going okay. Met someone named Harper about a month ago. She's a high school teacher, funny, honest, has her own life and interests. We're taking it slow. I'm trying not to project my Natalie issues onto her, but it's hard. First time she was late responding to a text, I felt that old anxiety spike, but she'd just been teaching a class, had forgotten to check her phone. Normal stuff. I'm learning to trust again. It's slow, but it's happening. The necklace haunts me sometimes. In random moments, I'll remember seeing it catch the light as she got into his car. Such a small detail, but it crystallized everything. The disrespect, the audacity, the complete compartmentalization of our life together versus her secret life with him. But then, I remember the look on her face when she showed up at my door after I sent that photo. The panic, the fear, the realization that she'd been caught and there was no talking her way out of it this time. That memory helps. People keep asking if I regret following her that day. If I wish I'd just trusted her and never found out. The answer's complicated. Part of me wishes I'd never had to see it. Never had to know. Could have lived in ignorant bliss a little longer, but the bigger part of me is grateful, because I would have found out eventually. Maybe after we'd gotten engaged, maybe after we'd gotten married, maybe after we'd had kids and tangled our lives together so completely that leaving would have been infinitely harder. At least this way, I found out when the exit was still clean, when I could walk away without lawyers or custody agreements or divided assets, when it was just a matter of packing boxes and changing locks. Some people think I was too harsh, that I should have given her a second chance, that everyone makes mistakes. Maybe they're right. Maybe in some alternate universe I took her back and we worked through it and came out stronger. But I don't think so. I think in that universe, I'd always wonder. Every time she was late, every time she took a call in another room, every time she said she was at Olivia's or working late, I'd be checking her location, reading her texts, becoming someone I don't want to be. This way hurts, but it's clean. Final. Done. I saw her at a grocery store last week. We didn't speak. She was in the produce section when I turned the corner with my cart. We made eye contact for maybe 2 seconds. She looked like she wanted to say something. I just kept walking. I hope she learned something from all this. I hope Connor learned something. I hope Olivia learned something about friendship and loyalty. As for me, I learned that my gut was right. I learned that you're imagining things is what people say when you're not imagining things. I learned that the necklace wasn't just jewelry, it was a test I didn't know I was giving, and she failed. Most importantly, I learned that I'm strong enough to walk away, even when it hurts, even when part of me wants to stay and fix it, even when everyone's telling me people make mistakes and love conquers all. Sometimes love isn't enough. Sometimes trust matters more. Edit 1. A lot of people are asking if I ever confronted Connor in person. I didn't see the point. He was just a symptom. Natalie was the disease. Edit 2. The tracking app got deleted the day she moved out. I'm not keeping tabs on her. That chapter's closed. Edit 3. Yes, I kept the photo. No, I haven't looked at it in weeks. It's just there, in case I ever need a reminder of why I left.